Hey, this is Carl, and this is another SOP video for managed service providers. I got my dollar shirt on today because we're talking about money. In particular, I want to talk about credit card payments and how you track auto payments. First of all, why would you do this? Well, here's the deal. Whether you use one-time use credit card numbers or you have standardized credit card numbers, whatever you do, you need to have a system for all those auto payments that happen, because sometimes these things get carried away. You sign up for something and you get talked into the annual fee. So something might save you some money and you decide that you're going to pay $200 a year. Okay, when is that going to come up? Well, you should know that so you can plan for it, so it's not a surprise. And then one day you wake up, you got $200 in the bank, and oh, now you have $0 in the bank because that $200 charge hit and you didn't know it was coming. So that's thing number one, is you need to be able to plan for this. Now, most of us have a series of monthly payments, whether that's for your RMM, your PSA, your software licenses, whatever it might be. Those things also need to be tracked. And if you have multiple credit cards or debit cards, you need to know which goes on to which one so that you can keep track of them. Many people hate this side of business. Like, they literally don't like to keep track of all the dollars. Well, I'm sorry, it's the dollars that makes the $100, that makes the $1,000, that makes the $1 million. So you have to keep track of this stuff. This is also important because sometimes one of your credit cards will get compromised and then it'll get canceled. And you should know at a glance which things are set on auto payment for a credit card that has now been canceled. I'll tell you what I do. I have a credit card that is only ever, it's actually a debit card, but it's only ever used for auto payments. And the reason is it never travels. So my other credit cards might have a charge that shows up in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, all within a 24-hour period, or maybe someplace in another country. And so they move around, and every once in a while I get a note that says, hey, did you charge this? Did you charge that? We've put your card on hold because of this weird charge until you tell us otherwise. You can't have that with your auto payments. Now, side note, some of you have already started sending me an email about how I shouldn't be doing this with debit cards. I don't care. So here's the deal. My debit card A has a Visa symbol on it, so I'm protected. And B, I have literally been using my debit card to charge things on auto payments for more than a dozen years. I have never lost a penny. So I know that there are radio talk show hosts that tell me I shouldn't use debit cards, and people want to repeat that advice they've heard. I know that it's safe for me. You make any decision that you're comfortable with, that's fine. But I believe that you should put all of these things into an Excel spreadsheet. So you should literally list the card and the charge, and then month by month what all of those charges are. If you choose to just list the cards and list the charges, that's okay. This doesn't have to be something where you're side checking what's going on in QuickBooks, but you should know if a card gets canceled for any reason, or it just expires, right? Cards expire once every 3-4 years, depending on how they're set up. If you've got a card that expires in December of 2025, well then, come December of 2025, you're going to need to make sure that you log into all those accounts and refresh the card number, rather than waiting for some email that says, hey, you skipped a payment, is there something wrong? Right? So just make your life a little bit easier by tracking that in advance. Here's just a simple sample of an Excel spreadsheet. You can take a screenshot and recreate it. Again, it's not super complicated. The point is simply that you should be tracking this, and it only takes a tiny bit of work. When you first set this up, you're going to want to look at your credit card statements for the last 12 months and just Simply note on this card, this payment came through, this payment came through, this payment came through. Generally speaking, your payments are going to be either monthly or annually, a handful or once a quarter. Maybe that's an insurance policy or something like that. So whatever it is, just make a note and make sure it's in there. This has a side benefit that you might find some stuff in there that you say, oh, yeah, you know what? We don't really use that. Let's go ahead and set that to not auto-renew. And you can do that months in advance so that when the charge finally wants to come through, you will have already canceled it. Bottom line is, I love the term bottom line when we talk about money. Bottom line is, pay attention to your finances because nobody else has the responsibility to pay attention to your finances. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Karl Palachuk wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business.